welcome to the show, Miss
Hi.
Rose.
How are you?
Good. Could Rogue not make it today?
I'm here. You can't see me?
Oh, I thought we had Billie Eilish. What is
Oh
that?
no, no.
Yeah. No, Rogue. I just out of the gate. First time I ever saw you, I was like, what? I thought we may have one of those screen grabber deals. How often do you get compared to Billie Eilish?
At least 10 times a day, but it's all right. I'm immune to it at this point.
How do you take that? Because Billie Eilish is probably one of the most in-demand artists in the world, and it's not like I said, you know, someone who's not well liked. So is it someone that you're at least you're gonna take it? You're gonna say, yeah, okay, I'm good with it.
Yeah, of course. Like I love her music and like as a musician myself, like I respect her heavily, so it's a compliment. It's just, we hear it very often. Very often,
Yeah.
yeah.
Now, ironically, I do get compared. Many people say I look like somebody, and I would take it if I got all the benefits of being them. Do you happen to know who that is?
No. No, I don't. I really want to know.
Elon Musk. I get compared to Elon Musk frequently.
What?
Uh, I I don't see it. I don't want to see it. My mom, I hope's lying to me. She doesn't see it. But if I could take the billions, I'd take the billions. Would you take being a famous vocalist slash musician if you could?
Oh
Would you
yeah,
take
any
that?
day. We could swap lives anytime. Like anytime.
Well, we're on that note right now, and that is a pun. Make sure that you're hitting the favorite button on Rogue. She is our first guest here on Suda. You do have a bit in common with Billy because you are, in fact, a musician. When did you get started in the world of creativity like that?
I would say very young. I would say like 5 or 6. I was always into music. I'm a jazz singer specifically, but I didn't like find that out until I was like in 10th grade and someone compared me to Amy Winehouse. And then that's where I kind of like got into the jazz world. So I would say high school was
Wow.
when I started to take it seriously.
So it's not that you look like Billie Eilish, it's that Billie Eilish looks like Amy Winehouse and you look like Amy Winehouse is how it actually works.
Yep, there you go.
How old were you when you were getting compared to Amy Winehouse?
This was in 10th grade, so it was probably like 15, 16.
That's quite the artist to be compared to at that age. Because
Yeah.
Amy Winehouse was known for that very soulful, sad voice.
We miss her
Rogue, were we
greatly.
Rogue, were we going through it in middle school? Where
You know what? A little bit. Maybe that's what it is.
were your Heelys on too tight? Were they not going? Did you not get
Not the
the
Heelys.
thank you. I really took a long time for that to settle, and I was really hurt.
No, I'm sorry.
Okay. So you're in the middle school. You're singing about how Jeffy traded the Uncrustable with Jenny and not you. You're in pain. Did you keep did you keep on with the soulful music because of the positive feedback that you were getting as a kid, or were there other external motivators that were influencing it?
I've always used music as a form of therapy. So, like, it's always been a very prominent thing in my life. But I feel like I kind of never found my niche or like my genre of music that I really connected to. And when someone compared me to her, I had no idea who she was, obviously. I was like super young. But after like I found her, I went and looked up more jazz artists and it kind of just took over. Where like now what I do on the weekends, there's like a jazz lounge, and I go there and sing every weekend. So,
Live in person.
yeah.
Incredible. We're going to come back to this topic in just a bit, but you did say that you were getting in touch with yourself, learning about your passions, things like that. And there's a whole nother facet to that, a different side of it, which is in the physical, in the real world. You originally are not from the U.S. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah.
Wow. So when did you move to the U.S.?
I was 5 when I moved.
Wow, 5 years old,
Hmm.
had an entire life experience. And where were you originally?
I'm half Dominican, half Brazilian, but I was living in Dominican Republic with my mom.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in the DR, you were there until you were 5. And did you move here with any family by yourself? Did you have family here?
I didn't have any family here. I moved here with my mom and my older brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
Something that people should be moved to do is hitting that favorite button on Rogue, because she is our first guest here on Suit Up. And don't go anywhere, because we've got an accident-prone guest and many other people to still stay tuned for. So please don't go anywhere. Hit that favorite button on Rogue. Rogue, you were here, or you've been here since you were 5. But for those 5 years, what did you remember? I guess, did you romanticize what life was like where you were born, or did you have any memories, anything like that?
I just miss the countryside. Like I grew up in the Campo, which is pretty much like the countryside of DR. So it was very like basic living. Like I'm talking about, we would like eat the chicken as soon as like, they went out and got it. The food was authentic. The scenery was beautiful. So I think that's what I miss the most. And I haven't been there in like 2 or 3 years. So I definitely do miss it.
Have you heard of doomsday preppers?
No.
Okay. Well, it's like people who train for the doomsday, as the name may imply. So if you know how to cook a raw chicken and stuff like that, you could even venture into that talent realm.
Would you choose me as a survivor?
Well, you said you were. Well, I guess you were 5.
Yeah,
So
I was 5. I watched.
All right. Well, I was playing with Power Rangers, and you were beheading chickens.
It's different.
Right. The reason I bring up that story, though, is because we did the return to the return of where you were born. You went back to DR. How many years had passed since you had moved to the States?
Oh, wow, like 15. Yeah, I went back
15.
when I was 19. It was a completely different like experience for me because now obviously I was an adult. I got to actually see everything, process everything, see my people, like actually like embrace my culture. I was too young. Like I have very faint memories, but just going back as an adult was a beautiful experience. And seeing my family that I haven't seen in like 15 years was also amazing.
Yeah.
So.
And was that your last trip there? Have you been back there since?
Yeah, it's been my last trip. Hopefully we go back in the next year, but I also want to visit Brazil. I've never been to Brazil, so that's my other, culture.
Sure, yeah. Brazil, stand up. We got a lot of people from Brazil getting top badges and hanging out here. One might even be on the show today.
Mm-hmm.
Stay tuned for that one. And what other things people need to stay tuned for, or that favorite button, but they're hitting on you right now. What were some of the main takeaways, though? You went to Dominican Republic, and there's obviously what you remembered as a kid. I think as kids, we get shields put in front of us sometimes of the good, the bad, everything in between. What were some of the things that you realized when you went back?
Just seeing the way of life, it really humbles you and makes you grateful for the position that you are here, the opportunities that my mom, coming over here was hard. Like she worked like 3 jobs starting off, and the life that she gave me here, I'm so grateful for, because over there it's not as easy. The life is very different. Like $1 over there is like 50 of, their currency. So it's definitely a whole different perspective, and it definitely made me grateful for being here, my mom persevering and, bringing my brother and me here. So yeah, definitely the way of life. It was eye-opening.
Did you tell your mom that? Did you ever make a point to bring that up to her?
Right after I came back, I was like, thank you so much. Like, I am grateful, so grateful.
She's like, I should have sent you there 14 years ago. But no, it was a good 15. You chalked it up, and you're back now, and you're like, Mom, I really do love you.
Yeah, I love you.
What is your favorite thing about the Dominican Republic? Is the food? Is it the family? Obviously, family's got to be up there.
The food, the people, and the beaches. 100%. If you can go to DR, definitely go to one of the beaches. Like Punta Cana, I definitely recommend that. It's beautiful over there.
Okay. And we're catching a little flavor there, which I do know for a fact here that you speak 3 languages.
I
speak 3 languages.
Mm-hmm.
If I had to take a guess, I'd say you speak, I'll go with English. That's going to be the first one. Portuguese.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the third one, Spanish?
Yes! Ding, ding, ding! Oh my gosh!
Okay. So, and were they in that order? Well, you probably learned Portuguese first, huh? No, Spanish first.
It was Spanish, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Spanish and English, and Portuguese was sprinkled in there somewhere.
Portuguese was honestly last. Like I was never really close to my dad. I grew up with my mom, but I wanted to be immersed in my culture, and like Spanish and Portuguese are very similar. So it wasn't too hard for me. But yeah, so it was Spanish, English, then Portuguese. That was
Okay.
yeah.
Has that ever come up at a time where you were out in public, or maybe someone was working around you and they didn't think you knew what they were saying, but then you caught them? Never, nothing.
All the time. It's like my secret weapon. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then my
Okay, so that's
favorite,
interesting.
yeah, my favorite is when I like speak and they're like, oh. It's my favorite, yeah.
All right, so watch out. You can never know. You never know out there. You gotta be
No.
mindful of the things that we're saying. So, Rogue, we've had a great conversation so far, and obviously people are hitting the favorite button on you. And we did leave off talking about some of your talents being a singer, but that is not the only musical talent that you have. You also picked up some instruments along the way. Can you tell us more about that?
So I was really like, I would say around like 12 or 13, I really got into like classic rock, like 90s, 80s, 70s. And like Nirvana was one of the bands that like I loved. So one day I was like, you know what? We're going to learn guitar. I literally sat on YouTube for hours and taught myself. Like it took me about a good year, but like I was able to get into like intermediate. I didn't take classes or anything, but I feel like an instrument is like a language. You constantly have to keep learning and practicing, because if not, like over time you forget. But yeah, I self-taught myself guitar around like 12, 13.
Music is a language.
Yeah.
It's a language that people study, interpret. There's theories around it. So you really speak four languages, which is impressive. Of all the music and instruments and things that you play, you mentioned jazz is what you specialized growing up and that you do jazz now. Is there a genre that you want to tap into, or if you could snap your fingers and just be great at it, one that you would pick?
You know what? Pop. I'm not really a pop person. I try to get into it, but I'm not, I'm more of like a old soul type person. So, yeah, definitely pop music. I can't get into it. I want to though. I definitely want to. I think I just need the right playlist, but
Okay. Maybe you can set the new standard. You can be the new trend. You can bring jazz back to the forefront as pop music.
That's
because jazz has a lot of roots in being in pop music. We had Detroit, the whole Motown movement.
Yeah.
That wasn't too far off of being from jazz. So there you go. Some may even see jazz, soul music. So, okay, so you got that. And talking about being an old soul, you are that both internally, but on the outside, you collect. You've got some old soul habits. What are they?
I am a record collector. We have a little collection. We're in the process of moving, but yes, we always I keep like my favorite ones on me at all times.
What are the cannot live without all time? Do you have like two or three that come to mind?
So I don't know if anybody's heard of Mac DeMarco, but definitely this record, Salad Days. This is like one of my prized possessions. Also, Smashing Pumpkins. I'm actually really proud of this one because this is like a limited edition, but I love Smashing Pumpkins. This is like my baby. And then obviously my idol, Amy Winehouse. So these are
no.
No.
Well, I thought you were gonna pull out Thriller. I was gonna be honest. I thought you were gonna pull out Thriller. That didn't happen. I thought that was gonna happen. Now, something that's really cool about you that many people know, including myself before this, is that you actually have the needle to the record player on you at all times with those nails, as we just demonstrated with the tappity taps. You gotta be careful. You're gonna bring a whole new meaning to scratching a record. All right, Miss Rogue, you travel the world. You're a record collector. You're a singer, a performer. And you are here now. And so before we close, I do think it would make some sense to put all the pieces together. How did you find yourself bringing your eclectic taste,
I'll ignore it.
Music and nails to the live stream world? How'd you find yourself here?
Honestly, like I think I went on Chispa at first and I was just scrolling through. Yeah, I'm on Meet Me Now. Yeah, Chispa. And then like I clicked the live section and I'm like, what is this? Like at first I was looking for people that like I recognized. I was like, wait a second. Clicked on some streams. I'm like, oh, what? Yeah, I'm like, wait, who are you? You're kind of funny.
They are famous to us. They are celebrities.
Yeah, I'm like battles. I remember I bought like my first little $25 pack. I was like, yeah, I loved it. But
you shifted the whole. You shifted the whole there, because you said you were from Chispa, and half the people watching right now don't know what you're talking about. They think it's like some sort of grocery store or something. It happens to be one of our partners here in this wonderful live community, Chispa Stand Up. But it's traditionally a Hispanic dating app.
Yeah.
So, Rogue, were you alluding to that? You were doing a little swipe to swipe just to see who might.
You know, just a little bit, but you know, we find ourselves in the live section instead.
Adultery is probably the first, what most people think is the first killer of relationships. Live being the first, honestly, because you'd be amazed how many people come on this show and they're like, I was interested in finding happiness together with a person, but I decided I'd be a live streamer. So,
yeah, same. There we go.
Rogue, in a universe where you didn't get into live streaming, what qualities were you looking for in a candidate?
Ooh, okay. I'm a Libra, so loyalty is like a very big one for me. Loyalty, we definitely have to have things in common because I've been there, done that. So I definitely want somebody that's like-minded. So yeah, I'm not in a rush, but those are the
so if you're a liar and you like CDs, Rogue, she says, I'm not about you. Okay. What else? Specifically, if you got a Walkman, it's over.
Yeah. No.
All right. What's the next?
Yeah, so loyalty, being like-minded, very family-oriented because I'm a very family-oriented person myself. And yeah, I think those are definitely the main three for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Don't slide in her DMs because obviously she said she's done with that or whatever.
Right.
But you can hit the favorite button right there because Rogue's in the box. Rogue, there's many things we could talk about, a lot of ways we can spend our time. But for our last segment in Peace Talking here, is there anything that you'd like to bring to light, cover, test me on? We'd be happy to talk about it.
I kind of want to turn the question back on you, like your journey. You know how you started.
It's not what we do here.
Yes, that's what we do. You asked.
It's not what we do on this show. This show is about, hey everyone, welcome to Suit It Up, a weekly interview and talk style show where we have on our first guest this evening, Rogue, where you get to learn about your favorite streamer that you haven't met yet. We still have 2 more streamers to talk about. One who's accident prone, another one who's on an amazing journey and may surprise you with their unique athletic ability. I'm your host, Chris, and that's it. That's what you get.
Wow, you know what? All right, okay.
What is the reference or the question?
Just like a little bit of what brought you onto this app because I'm curious.
Spite. It was spite. Yeah.
Spite. I am interested.
I was being spiteful. Yeah.
Why were you?
I think I've told the story before, so we'll do this. We'll do this like for 2 seconds and then we'll be done here. So I was going through a large transition in my life. I had Meet Me downloaded because my friend Brian was using it for the locals. This was before Live existed. It was like in early 2018. And a few months later, they introduced Live. I didn't think much of it. I got on like once or twice, was talking to someone, got my heart broken because they wanted to be an Instagram influencer and Twitch streamer. And they told me now isn't the right time to be together or talk. And so I went home, and that was September 20th, 2018. And I said, you know what? I don't know if I can play video games, but I think I can talk to somebody. And I hit go live, and that was nearly 5 years ago, 1 month from now. And so here we are today.
Yes, you know what? We are thankful for spite. We are thankful for all the things.
Don't let anyone tell you that spite is not a good motivator because they're like, no, that's not a nice reason. Get your revenge body. Do that. Yeah, do it all. Run it.
Period.
All right. Rogue, thank you so much for being here. Hit the favorite button on her. Last word before you.
Thank you. Thank you to you for having me. Thank you, everybody, for pulling up. I appreciate every single one of y'all. And I love y'all. Thank you so much, Chris. I appreciate you.
Cheers, cheers, cheers. That's Rogue. She's in the box. Thank you so much for being here, Rogue. Give them a round of applause. That's all of you. That's you specifically, though. You are being much louder than the rest of the people. And that's why this applause is for you right now. Perfect. This is Suited Up. It's a weekly interview and talk style show where I come to you with three fantastic guests who are making waves on both the platform and not on the platform. We were just joined by Rogue, who talked to us about her travels back home and how it gave her introspection about her life. We have coming up later at the end of our show someone you need to take a swing. I don't know how to wink. Why is winking so hard? That's like a skill that they need to teach in kindergarten. Like they teach you how to clap your hands, stomp your feet, wash your nose, among other things. But no one teaches you how to wink. And then you get to be an adult and you all just collectively agree that you don't know how to do it. But everyone's just like, yeah, I could wink, but no one really can. Conspiracy. All right, anyway, take a swing with our third guest. And our second guest this evening is someone who's a little bit accident prone. She's requesting her box. Her name's Lily Tay, and she's got some new accolades that we got to talk about. But before we do that, while Lily Tay is requesting the box, I'd like to say thank you to our top gifters this evening. And when I say our, I mean just me. But it's like a pretend group thing. Kenzo in the 10th place spot. 9th place, the man in the suit, Scantron. 8th place, Rogue 4 top badge. Your efforts are noted. Molly Dolly in the 7th place spot. 6th place, B-Rad. My favorite B-Rad is from a movie called Malibu's Most Wanted. That movie could never be made today. Sin City Robert coming in 5th place. 4th place, Gold Loves Music. Possibly records. He does like records. You should talk to Rogue. 3rd place, we've got Shaquille O'Meal. In 2nd place, is that KMB? No, that's not a KMB tattoo. That's all day 100. 100 all day. He's 100 all day, except for when I think he might be someone else. He's mildly offended, but he's not going to say it quite yet. But he might DM me and be like, hey, just so you know, I'm not KMB. And in 1st place, we've got B, who also likes Rogue quite a bit. Thank you very much, Rogue. All right, my name's Chris. Thank you so much for being here. Again, show happens every Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you'd be so kind to hit the favorite button up there at the top, you can get a little annoyed by me every Wednesday at 9 p.m. If we have enough time, I may even open a pack of Pokemon cards. And if you want to see me open more Pokemon cards, you can check me out on the Instagram. I do that every single day. But before we can to anything like that, talking about what we do every day, I got to say, are you ready for Lily Tay? Lily Tay. Now you're clapping for yourself. So.
Hi, of course. No, for you.
You
deserve one too. Come on.
Well, you should, Lily Tay, because you need to be your own fan, because you have done a lot of things over the course of your life. And to start things out, to open up our conversation, I would like to talk about crafting a look. Crafting a look. You are someone who knows a bit about that because you have a background in makeup and cosmetology. When did this start? How did you get into this profession?
I started actually since I was a kid. I always loved it to do different makeups. And I had a moment in my life that I was a gamer and I was doing a lot of cosplays. And then my makeup passion started because I had to do so many different kind of makeups. And then I started, and then before pandemic, I started to work in a beauty salon. But then pandemic started and I was opening a makeup studio and everything.
Whoa.
And I love it to do this stuff.
You gotta slow down, because that's a lot of big details, Miss Lily Tay.
Yeah.
The order of operations here of your journey is you started off as a gamer. So you were playing the video game.
Okay. Yeah, I started to stream like 10 years ago, as a gamer.
What
And
platform were you streaming? Was it Justin TV?
can I say the platform
Oh
that I
yeah,
was?
it's 10 years ago. If they're still here, good
Yeah,
for
I
them.
was streaming on Twitch. Actually, I was a partner.
Okay. No. Wow,
Partner.
10 years ago?
I was partner. Yeah.
Wow.
And I was actually, it was by accident that I started to stream because I went to an event, a gamer event, and I was doing cosplay of a gamer, League of Legends. I don't know if you play it.
Yeah, I definitely know that.
Yeah, but I went to the event and the company, they took a picture of me and they posted, and a lot of people were like, oh my god, you look the character from the game and everything. And
Sure.
I was a gamer in that time, but not professional. And then I was like, okay, now that people knows me, why I don't try, and then
Let's
I bought a gamer computer and I started to do that.
let's talk about that era in time, because 10 years ago in 2013, that was a time before people had favorited Lily Tay, who's in the box. They need to do that right now because she's our second guest here on Suited Up, because that's an old time ago. So you got to make sure that you catch up now and hit the favorite button. But 10 years ago, you're right. The gaming space, the streaming space, it was brand new territory.
Yeah.
People were just learning about it.
Exactly.
How did you get inspired to cosplay? Did you see other, even the word influencer, Instagram was brand new. Instagram came out in 2012. So where were you learning about these things? That was very much at the beginning.
No, it was very much in the beginning, because the event that I went, it was the first gamer event in my state. But I was following some American influencers, and they were doing that because United States has like Comic-Con experience, so it's a big event, and they started with this. So I was following these girls, and they inspired me, and I tried, but for fun. I wasn't expecting nothing, but things happened, and I love it to do that.
Wow.
So,
Your story is a bit like mine. You went to a convention and it changed your life. So that happened for me as well. I went to Playlist 2019 and that changed my life. So for you, you went to the original TwitchCon in 2013 and that inspired you.
no, actually, I went to League of Legends event.
It was League. It was for League.
Yeah, I never been in TwitchCon, unfortunately, but that moment I started to stream as a gamer, and what you said, it's very true, because in that time stream and everything, it was very new, but I was playing, and the thing is, I was not saying this in a bad way, but I was a really good player. And it was like people were like, oh my god, she's a girl and she's playing so good. I was playing like in a professional level.
Yeah.
So everyone was shocked, and that's why my streams were like trending a lot, because I was a good gamer, actually.
Yeah. Another thing people should know is that you're good at broadcasting in general. So they should be hitting the favorite button on you. You're second guest here on Suited Up, weekly interview and talk style show. One thing I know about the internet is that young men playing video games are some of the most polite people in the world, who would never say something mean, especially to a woman that happens to be on their team. Was that your experience as a young gamer? How did you navigate the waters in such a toxic time in the history of gaming? Shout out to my Modern Warfare lobby family.
Actually, in the events were worse. When I went to events, people, knew me, and they came to took pictures with me. And there's always like they gifting me with chocolates, flowers, and it was very.
Oh.
And there was people like very stalker, because they love, gamer girls, and they were so.
Lily Tay.
A little bit scary, but it was fun.
Lily Tay. Were people simping? Were you part of the grandma? That means like they had to crush on her. My grandma watches the show. Yeah, you had people simping on you. That's insane. That was, I mean, you're good. You're good at the games. How did you? So how did you go through this? Was it because League of Legends kind of started to become not as popular? What got you to transition out of League?
Um, well, I when I started, I really started in League of Legends. But today, to be honest, I don't play anymore. Especially because I sell my gamer computer, but I am planning to buy another one because I love to play. And I know there's a lot of new games that I want to try, but I'm not into that because I am off.
Yeah.
But and there's some curious about me. Lily Tay is my nickname since ever. If you guys can, find me in any games, you can write Lily Tay. You will find me there.
Well, we'll keep the thing secret for now. The name
No,
is
yeah,
secret.
like Lily Tage was always my nickname. Like, so I love it to have my.
Lily Tay, to move the conversation a little bit here, is that was a big brave journey that you went on, becoming a gamer, going to conventions, becoming
Yeah.
an early influencer, but you also went on an adventure to live alone, very far from home. Why don't you let everyone
Yeah.
know about that?
Um, it's been a very adventurous for me. And actually, when I look at everything that I live it, I don't know how I did everything. Now I am, going back to home, but it was a big experience for me. And I don't know actually
What
how I did this by
what
myself.
what drove you to do it? You moved from Brazil to Europe.
Yeah.
What I mean, that's a huge decision. It's not like you can't go, today I'm feeling a little homesick. I'm gonna go home. You're stuck. You're there. Like
No,
what got
exactly. But the thing is, I came to Europe actually to study in a makeup academy. Had a different experience. I wanted to see how it is. So I decided to stay, and I changed my tickets like 2 3 times. I just you know it just happened. It wasn't something that I planned. It was very natural actually. I came like, hey, let's see what is going to happen. And I stayed here for longer, and it was a really nice experience.
what would you say to the people who are considering making a major life choice uh, in terms of your own? What were the positives that came out of doing something so brave like that? Do you have any that come to mind?
I'm proud of myself, and what I have to say to people, it's good to have adventures, but you need to be prepared for the changes, because like sometimes can be really good and sometimes cannot be.
Mm.
And I would tell you, like, travel by myself, it was something nice, but in the same time not not nice. So the most thing that is making me happier and make me not feel alone, it was streaming. That's why sometimes I did streams like walking around or in restaurants because I was feeling a little bit alone. And my friends from streams are always with me, and they know about my story and they support my story, and it's nice. So
Yeah.
anyways, it was really
You
nice experience.
you may have been alone, but you're definitely not alone now because Lily Tay, I know for a fact that the favorite that people are giving you right now because you're on the show as our second guest is going out the roof. But number two is that you were on a trip with other influencers and streamers and people that you've met through this. Do you want to tell everyone about your friends that you made and the trip that you recently went on?
Yes, of course. Actually, in Brazil, I've met some Brazilian streamers, and here, when I discovered that there was another Brazilian streamers here, I just sent a message like, "Hey guys, what do you think? Like, let's see each other and let's talk. Let's." And
Yeah.
they love it, and it was really fun. I love it to do this, because here you can meet people very nice and make real connections.
Yeah.
And it was very nice for us to meet each other yesterday. and we had so much fun. We talked a lot about the app and how the app make us like friends,
Yeah.
and it was really nice, a very nice experience.
How many people met? How many people did you meet from these platforms?
From Meet Me, I think more than 6 people, streamers.
6?
Yeah,
Wow. And it
yeah.
was what y'all like? What was the most fun thing y'all did? Did you go out some lemonades and what y'all do?
Well, I actually I lived with our streamer friend for a
Really?
month. Yeah, we did. So actually, we met. I was traveling here in Europe, and she was calling me like, "Let's meet each other." And I was like, "You are just saying this for to be nice." And she was like, "No, I really want to meet you." And I was
Yeah.
like, "Okay." And I tell this story for her because I was afraid because she was so interesting to meet me, and I was little why. And I went to meet her.
Interesting.
Yeah, and she
I was afraid because she was very interesting.
No, yeah, and
Didn't
I
know if I
play
was
with her. I play with her like about this. And I always say to her like she do stream sometimes using a pajama, and I always say, "I love your pajamas and everything." And she gifted me with the same pajama than her.
that she
And
wore.
yeah, she gifted me with the same.
Hey, thank you. I guess.
It was really fun, really, really.
I
No,
don't mean
we
to.
were in train. We were in the train going home, and she was like, "Hey, I have a gift to you." And I was like, "Okay." And she gifted to me the pajama, and I was like, "This is so cute of you. Like, this is very nice." And then I lived
Oh,
1 month with her.
so you mean that they weren't the ones she had worn? They were the same thing as what she had worn, just not the literal same ones.
No, she bought the same for me,
Okay, shit.
not her, not her.
I thought you were saying she gifted you her used pajamas. I was like, yeah, that seems really sweet. That's
That
really
will
nice
be
of.
creepy. No, 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 no. No, she gave to me a new pajamas, but it
No,
was fun.
crushes
Yeah.
are burning. Everyone, she's not into pajama exchanges. I'm sorry to crush your dreams. Okay. Lily Tay, thank you for being here. You have something important that's happened recently that we gotta cover. We gotta talk a little bit about it, which is that you earned your top badge. Congratulations. What
Thank you.
was it? Now that it's been a couple weeks since it all happened, what does it feel like to have earned it, and does it amount to what you had hoped it to be?
Uh, well, I'm very grateful, of course, and especially because when something like this happens, you feel even more connected with the app. And I live, the app like you saw, like I met friends from here, and my life is getting connected with the app. So
Mm,
being a top badge, it's something very honored, because and I am still very excited for this. Every time that I look, hey, I'm a top badge. This is so nice, and not in a like bad way, like I'm a top badge. No, it's like, hey, they saw me, you know.
yeah.
So this makes me very happy, and it's really good.
So what's the next step for you now that you have this top badge? Is there something that you want to do with it, or let us know?
Yeah, of course. Now I am more excited to stream, and I was playing actually to back with my cosplays and
Mm,
doing some different makeups that I used to do actually last year when I was in my home in Brazil. That it was easier because I had my own stuffs and everything, and I want to back to that point because I think it's nice, I can leave my two works, my cosplay and my stream and both. So
I
that's the plan.
I think that that's a great plan. That a lot of people will look forward to it. So if you've not, again, make sure you're hitting the favorite button on Lily Tay. Same question I always ask everyone before we sunset here, Miss. Is there anything that you'd like to plug? Anything that you'd like to bring to the surface or mind that we haven't had an opportunity to discuss today?
Oh, nothing special actually. I'm glad that I have this opportunity to talk more about me, and it's really nice to be part of this show. Um, and I'm grateful for everything. It's nice to meet you too, and to be here in the show and
Well,
talking
it's
a
great.
little bit more about my streamer story, because it's not something that 1 year ago. It's like my whole life
Yeah.
actually.
Well, you've done an
So
incredible job. And I know that people have been hitting the favorite button on you. Thank you also, by the way, for saying that you were happy to be on here. We're happy to have you on the show. And for those of you who want to get some more Lily Tay, see her cosplays, see her do some gaming, things like that, make sure that you're hitting the favorite button on her. Thank you so much for being here, Lily Tay. I do appreciate you being
thank
on the
you,
show.
Chris. I love it. Thank you so much.
Cheers, cheers, cheers. That was Lily Tay. She's doing okay. She's got her top badge recently. She's in the box. Congratulations to her. She's going to be doing some makeup and studio things like that, so you don't want to miss it. I also want to say thank you to you for being here. My name's Chris, and this is Suit Up, the show that happens every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I got to say thank you to our gifters so far this evening. Also, DJ, your boy, if you'd be so kind to request the box, got to make sure that we've got you on the queue. All right, so for our top 10 gifters so far this evening, we've got Scantron, B-Rad, we got Kyrogel. I'm really close. Sin City Robert, Danny Princess, Gold Loves Music, Molly Dolly. In the top three, we have Shaquille Oatmeal, 100 all day, and wow, huge gifts out here. Rogue 4 Top Badge, DC. I think that's what it is. It's a D with the threes and the H and the C's and the H. Thank you so much for all your generosity. I really do appreciate it. And again, my name's Chris. So if you've not hit the favor button, you'd like to hit that at the top. Also, if you have any interest in being on this show, you can send me a message on my official. I say official. I have one. I have two, actually three Instagram pages. So if you want to go up to the top, I've got a band Instagram. I've got a Pokemon and collectible card content Instagram, and I've got my regular "This Is Me Being Me" Instagram. So if you'd like to send me a message on one of those, we can talk about being on the show. You can also message Ari. I think she's asleep right now. She recently had some a tooth thing that they did with the doctor. So sleep well, Ari. All right. On that note, our third guest to see the gifts coming up. Third guest this evening is someone who might scratch the turntable. I don't know. I was a DJ and I can't even make a DJ pun. DJ, woo, your boy.
What's going on, Chris? Thank you for having me, man.
Thank you for being here. I see you with is it a Newmark? Is that a Newmark controller?
It's a Pioneer DDJ 400.
DDJ 400. Yes, I have been through many controllers in my days. Pioneer makes a good product. So yeah, out of the gate, taking a swing at this conversation, people need to hit the favorite button on DJ your boy, who, as you can see, is a DJ. Let's start there. So how did you get into DJ?
I've always had like a passion for music, and out of nowhere one day, my wife just decided that, hey, I'm gonna buy you like a deck. It was this deck, and I've always been talking about how I wanted to get into music. I was using my keyboard and a mouse for a long time, and so she, out of nowhere, bought this for me as a birthday present. So then I started mixing. And then I just really got into music, and just one thing led to another. I kind of had a knack for it and just kept going with it.
Yeah. Okay. So you woke up one day and got to be a DJ. Very cool. Now, I come from DJing myself. I started DJing in 2014. How many years ago was it for you then? You told us how.
I would say now I've been going on about 6 years, so that would be 2017.
Okay. So yeah, pretty close to the amount of time I've done it. And have you tried to gig out? Have you done any gigging, or is it more on the streams and at home, just for fun?
As a matter of fact, I am Top Badge Damn Daniel's official DJ. So whenever he has a live show, I go and DJ for him.
Really?
Yes.
That's super cool. Dan Daniel's a very good artist too.
That happened through this app.
That is so cool. And so you started DJing and doing things like that. Have you tried to do anything at a club? Are you interested in doing anything at like a club?
Yes, 100%. But I'm a big believer of walking, left foot, right foot. I mean, running is terrible for your knees. So basically, like I take everything very slowly. So
Sure.
I will eventually will get there, but I don't think at this very moment that I'm ready for it yet.
Okay. So that helps me know because I have seen the bad end of it, what can happen. With your DJing, even though you've worked with Dan Daniel, have you had anything go down where you're like, wow, that was a close call?
Oh, constantly. almost every time I've ever done a set with Dan Daniel, when I get there, do I even know if I'm going to be able to hook up my own deck or use my computer? Do I have to whip out the USB? I mean, it is constant chaos.
Sure.
So
yeah.
there's no dull moment whenever you're performing as a DJ. A lot of people don't realize being a DJ is like playing Tetris on level 10 for 3 hours straight.
It can be. Yeah. I mean, if you're talking about beat matching and putting things together, that's true. Do you have anyone who inspires you or any acts? If you could play out a set like somebody else or be considered in the same conversation as another act, who comes to mind?
Diplo. He has such a wide genre of he's done so much in the music industry, from literally country to hip hop. And I consider myself, I mean, in our live, we play a thing called the genre game where I'll just tell people, hey, pick any genre you want, and I'll try to mix it.
Sure.
People have picked polka.
Well, I mean, the chicken dance is polka music. And you got to drop the chicken dance.
Everybody loves a good polka.
Who doesn't like a good right? It's perfect. Live Fest. We should drop the chicken dance at Live Fest. Let me know in the comments. Put a 1 if you want the chicken. They'd probably get the event booed. I'm gonna be honest. All right, so DJ Your Boy, you have had a great start in the world of DJing, but I know you know a thing or two about going pro, about truly being at the top echelon of a game, and you have had an experience like that. What are those games that you've reached that peak at?
Well, I formerly used to play lacrosse for the Greek national team. So I used to go to Worlds for about 3 years. I played for the Greek national team, and I went to Worlds in it was mostly around the East Coast, but I've been to Mykonos, Crete, all over Greece, teaching people how to play lacrosse. And so I was blessed by the sport to be able to basically go around the world and see the world and be able to play a sport that I love.
That's incredible. You were a professional athlete.
Well, not technically. I was a semi-professional athlete. I got drafted by the Denver Outlaws, to play. But unfortunately, I injured my knee first day of practice, and they revoked my contract. So I played semi-pro for a few years, and then found out that the Greek national team was Greece was making a national team. So I then sent them a video of like, hey, if you're looking for players, and they were like, yes. And so I was fortunate enough to play for 3 years.
That sounds like being a professional athlete to me. If you played for the Greek national team, right?
Correct. Yes.
Yeah, that sounds like a professional athlete.
It's called the Hellenic Lacrosse Foundation.
Yeah, we're giving it to you. Here's a pass.
All right,
you get it.
I'll take it.
You can put on your LinkedIn, former professional athlete. Now we got to take a step back here. Is lacrosse the one where there's like a little scoopy scoop and you like?
It's like hockey. It's like hockey, but on a soccer field, but in the air. So you have like a net. It's a Native American sport basically, where you have a net, like a stick with a net with a pocket in it, and you throw a ball. It's kind of like if basketball, soccer, football, and hockey had a baby. I
like it. I'm into it.
And then it like rejected all of them.
Okay. Do you still play?
I coached for a long time. I retired in 2020 I retired. 2021 I retired. But I've been coaching. I coached for 10 years during that career as well, and I was actually I was not a bad coach as well.
Well, if you want to get your lacrosse on, you need to hit the favorite button on DJ Boy, who is looking exceptionally snazzy today. Thank you to all of the guests, too, who dressed up today. Everyone was looking fantastic. But DJ Boy in here got a soft spot with the suits on. DJ Boy, you have another sport that you played as well. So you did lacrosse, you DJ, which we're not going to call that one, but you have another sport that everyone knows you for, and I've been purposefully holding it off because I know we could spend the rest of today talking about it. What sport is DJ your boy best known for?
Oh dear. If anybody's ever been to my live one time on a Thursday, you guys all know that I am an avid golfer.
Golf. Golf is your sport.
Yes.
Now, here's a true story, okay? My grandpa watches so much golf that, do you know those old plasma screen TVs that if you left an image on too long, it would burn it?
I know exactly what you're going to say.
So he watches so much golf, and he might be listening right now. My grandma's probably laughing, that he has the golf channel emblem burned into the bottom right corner of his TV because the old plasmas couldn't deal with projecting the same image for so long. I kid you not. It's incredible. Chris, are you that big of a golf fan, DJ, your boy?
Chris, I'm not going to lie. So I have this old iPhone X here. I just recently upgraded to an iPhone 14. If you look in the top right and the top left corner of this iPhone, you can see what says H, the letter H, which stands for hole. And on the other side, you can see the letter P, which stands for par. I've had the app open so long on this phone that the H and the P got burned into this phone.
Give him the award. Top fan. Top fan. But you don't just watch. You walk the walk or swing the swing. Earlier in the show, I alluded to something happening that's probably more likely to get struck by lightning. How did you manage to accomplish the feat of not one, but how many holes in one?
That would be 2.
2 holes in one, which is kind of confusing to say. How you've gotten 2 holes in one?
Yes, I have 2 hole-in-ones. See, if you put the S at the one, hole-in-ones.
Hole-in-ones.
It rolls off the tongue a little better.
I think it's impressive either way. Is this documented? Is your face plastered on a? It's got.
First of all, I always keep a golf glove on me. First things first. I always keep it. Let me go ahead and just grab this ball here.
Okay, he's got it too. So he wears the one white glove. There was another famous person that I referenced earlier today who was into wearing the white glove. He's leaving somewhere. In the meantime, always at wow, there he is. Hole-in-ones.
So that's one ball. The other ball, unfortunately, got lost in the lake because I thought it was lucky. It wasn't lucky.
Okay. Well, superstition. But was it on the same course?
No, 2 different courses. So the first one I got was this was probably 6 or 7, maybe 7 or 8 years ago. This is when I had just started getting into golf. So I had no rhyme or reason getting one. So I hit the ball. It's a par 3, about 135 yards. I hit the ball. It kind of like hits the right side of the green and starts tracking right to left. All of a sudden, it just disappears. And I'm like, well, obviously it rolled off the back. Like, it's on the backside. I got to chip up. Maybe I'll get a par. So I get up to the hole, and I'm looking around, and I don't see a ball anywhere on the back of the green. I'm like, well, this is interesting. So I go, I wonder. And I go ahead, and I just poke my head into the hole, and what do you know? At the bottom of the hole, ball sitting right there. I proceed to throw my hands in the air and go, he shoots, he scores!
That's probably the most appropriate thing to do. What are the chances you think you will get another hole-in-one in your life?
Oh, 0.
Not with that attitude. Let's give it like a 2%.
You know what? They happen serendipitously, okay? The golf gods just have to give you that kiss. And sometimes you feel it. Right after your swing, you feel that little, and you're like, oh, that looks good. You have to wait till the kiss comes. You have to wait for the kiss.
Okay. So there we go. There's the secret to holes in one. You've got to be serendipitous and get a little kiss from the golf guys. DJ boy, I'm being super mindful of the time here. We got a lot of things to talk about. But one of the big ones to talk about is how well organized you are and how it's led into something that people can see featured. And it's not suited up. It deals with another passion of yours. And what is that?
That would be my show Cinema Score, and that would be movies. What we do, thank you.
That's the crowd going wild.
Oh, I can hear it. I hear the stadium applause. It's almost deafening.
It's so much.
It's a show that, you know what? Honestly, before I even talk about it, I have to give a big shout out to my little brother John. It was a show that he showed to me. And it's a show that we do where we just talk about movies and we go on the internet and we have internet critics and we have internet audiences. And so what we do is we figure out what the internet critics scored this movie on a scale of 0 to 100 and what the audience scaled the movie on a 0 to 100. We have 3 contestants who then have to guess the number. Whoever's the closest gets the point. And the glory is once you get a point, you get to pick the next movie. But the only one rule, is that everybody has to be familiar with the movie. You may have never seen it, but if your mom talked about it one time and you heard about it, counts.
That's a trust system. That's an honor system.
Oh, trust me. We have fail-safes, fallbacks. We have multiple websites. We don't play games.
No games. Okay. And so tell us, when can people start to expect to see this show? When is it on? That kind of thing.
We do it Fridays at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. And I mean, we're doing this Friday. It's such a fun show because we do 9 shows, and then after 9 shows, we have what is called the Champion of Champions.
Oh.
Of champions, 3 champions, champion of champions, and we have the final. Everybody who's won twice comes back, and it's awesome. So you guys got to come check it out.
Perfect. Well, if you've not, then make sure you're hitting the favorite button on DJ Your Boy, who's got Cinema Score. New show coming up here real soon. We're very excited about that. DJ Your Boy, we are super slim on time here. So is there anything else that you want to talk about? There's an entire another sport we haven't had the opportunity to talk about yet. So we're going to have you back on the show again sometime.
I would, first of all, I'd love to be back on, but like Rogue did earlier, I just want to know that once I was on Instagram the other day and I fell upon your Pokemon page, and I'm just going to have to say that I myself am a bit of a Pokemon fan as well. So I cannot wait for this rip that's coming up right now because I'm thinking we're going big right here. Like Lil Jon once said, let's go! Let's go!
All right, we got one pack right here. We can do a pack. You always keep one out. I always got one on me. I can't go anywhere without a pack.
You got to keep that thing on you, brother.
If I say I can't say the words. The hip hop's too much of a bad influence on me. Oh, they're clear though. So they're staying clear because it's the green screen. So you can't even tell right now. But I don't know. We're just gonna you'll know if it's really good because we're getting close to the rares here. So that looks like a reverse foil.
Oh.
For our hit, we have nothing.
Oh.
It's just a Miraidon. Miraidon Hollow. It's all right.
Rhydon still goes. I got shout out to Rhydon.
Not Miraidon. It's Miraidon is cool.
Never.
It was Miraidon.
I'm original 150.
Sure. 151. You got to include Mew, please.
No, you can't count that little pixelated glitch thing. That doesn't count.
Hey everyone, thank you so much. I am the #2 Mew collector in the world. That little glitch thing is a very big part of my life. No, DJ, your boy request the box again. We gotta bring you back. I felt personally attacked by that moment. Some of you may have seen. I showed off some of the other, but no, for real, I really do. DJ, your boy, who is your favorite Pokemon?
Honestly, and everybody always gives me such a hard time for this, but it was Gengar.
It's a very popular choice. Good choice.
And then second was Graveler, because I had a 99 Graveler. It was the first 99 I ever had.
What do you mean 99?
in the Pokemon Game Boy.
Oh, like the level. The level.
Yeah.
It's because you didn't know how to get Golem, and you thought if you leveled it up high enough, it would evolve, and it never
No,
did.
I thought Golem just was not as good. You lost that. What was that move? You would lose a move when you evolved him. And I remember somebody telling me that. Unless I just got lied to as a child.
Yeah, that's all lies. You don't lose.
Well,
moves
I
when
got
you
lied
fall.
to.
I'm hurt.
You've just shattered my entire childhood, Chris. I hope you're happy.
That's okay because
Welcome to Suited Up, everybody. This is your host, Chris Casper, right here, ruining childhoods.
I'm just. I'm not going to break the cycle, I guess. Thank you so much, DJ Boy, for being here. You're right.
Thank you so much.
Love Pokemon. Would love to see you do something involving Pokemon. So, until next time, we got to talk about some water sports, things like that. People, please, if you have not hit the favorite button on DJ Boy, please do. Thank you so much for being here, man.
Thank you as well. It was a pleasure being here.
Absolutely. There he is, DJ, your boy, shades and all, suited up, unsuited up. He's got the belt. We got to find out more. Oops. I didn't mean to. I'm so sorry. That was from you. Okay? Thank you so much for being here today. My name's Chris. This is a show that happens every Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Special thank you to our three guests this evening, to Rogue, to Lily Tay, and DJ, your boy, our three guests. They were all fantastic. Thank you very much to Carriog Life. You're from West Michigan, so congratulations on having a great residence. In the 9th place spot, we got Ryan. Check her out. If you don't know who Ryan is, she's an actual legend. I'm going to be working very closely with her to help make Live Fest fantastic. So Live Fest is in Ryan's hands, and she cannot disappoint. She made a playlist what it was, and we have been planning super hard to make Live Fest fantastic. Let me know if you're excited about Live Fest or if you're attending Live Fest. But in the, let me see what we have here. 8th place spot, we have Sin City Robert. 7th place, Danny Princess. 6th place, Gold Loves Music. 5th place, Shaquille O'Neal. 4th place, we have Molly Dolly. The top three this evening are Culinary Day Trader, 100 All Day, and this guy's not going to get touched. We got Rogue for top badge, that DHC3H, 3EC. It's D's and threes and things like that. But yeah, so again, thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate your time. If you would like to be on the show, you can visit my Instagram. Up there at the top, it brings you a link there. If you hit the favorite button, we're super close to getting to 40,000 favorites on here. That's pretty cool. That's a number that I don't think anyone can count to. That's like an impossible number. It's so big. So I really do appreciate that. If you're interested in seeing more collectible content like Pokemon, Digimon, MetaZoo, Magic the Gathering, and so much more, I do post daily to an Instagram page about that. And if you like heavy metal music, I'm in a heavy metal band. So if you would like to follow that page, we will have some content coming out, hopefully by the end of this year. We have our logo back. We've got our first music video shot. We have all 4 songs done. We're actually getting ready to go back to the studio to record 4 more tracks for our next EP. We will be releasing music as singles. So it will be a 5-track EP. On that EP, songs will be coming out roughly every 2 months. We have lyric videos, so there will be. I'll give you some hints. So the show's over. Let me change my photo. Here, I'll change my photo, and my face. Let me do that real quick, and I'll give you a little hints. Give you a little update of the things that are going on. Does it not know that this is not my photo right now? All right. Well, that's taking longer than I thought. Okay. The point. Yes. Heavy metal bands, metalcore more specific. So if you like metalcore, if I had to name bands we sound like, I would say bands like Currents, not Wage War, but kind of like Wage War. Currents, maybe a little bit of Knocked Loose somewhere in there. I'm trying to name bands that you may have heard of. Bad Omens is a little bit more poppy than we are, a little bit more poppy singing electronic than what we are, but they would still fall under there. So if you know who Bad Omens are, you're familiar with some of their heavier stuff, that would sound kind of like our music. Yeah, anyway, we have 2 lyric videos. So those are animated lyric videos that are being done. We have a full live music video that's already been shot and edited, good to go. And we have to film 2 more music videos. So the killers are going to be like pop music, kind of like alti indie. What genre? If you've ever heard Bullet for My Valentine, Avenged Sevenfold, Atreyu, maybe those are some bands you're more, Kill Switch Engage, like that kind of stuff. Those would be bands that are kind of more similar to the genre. So screamy versus some clean singing. It's screaming mixed with singing. So Wage War is like another band that we draw from a little bit too. So yeah, if you want to learn some more about that, find out, you can check the my Instagram page up there at the top. I do from time to time tease some stuff, and yeah, if you would like to do that. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. I'm staying on a little bit more today because I will not be here Friday. Zach will be doing the rundown announcements. Now, for those of you